Welcome back to another episode of Cars and Guitars.
Welcome back, friends.
Hey,
what are we gonna call these people that follow this thing? Like, we gotta have like a community name.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do a poll. If you're actually watching and you actually care and want to listen,
yeah.
What do you want to be called?
Yeah. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Hey, sorry we missed last week. It was Thanksgiving, and we were out of town and doing things, and...
you were out of town and busy and doing things. I was busy having DiGiorno's and taquitos on my couch because our Thanksgivings were canceled. We had Thanksgiving alone in our living room.
That's so sad.
It was dumb. It was really dumb.
I'm sorry.
But then on Saturday, we redeemed it. I made a turkey. It was delicious.
That turkey looked insane.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I did a good job.
I don't even know if I should say this on the podcast, but I don't think any of my family listens to this, so pretty safe to say. Thanksgiving, I had the worst turkey I've ever had in my life.
Oh my gosh, bro. You woke up and chose violence.
It was, the only good thing I can say about it is it was cooked.
Yikes.
But there was no seasoning. There was no basting. It was just bland, dry, tough turkey.
The only way you can not baste is if you oil and you smoke it.
Yeah, no, there was none of that. It was just thrown in the oven on a tray for like a bunch of hours.
That's weird. I didn't even know you could, like, I guess I did know. We got a turkey that was, it was basted in the bag, you know?
Yeah.
Which was great. But I went with the tried and true. I shoved so much butter up that turkey's butt.
Yep.
It was just...
That's what Russ did, too.
It's like flopping out.
Yeah.
And,
Alyssa's dad did all sorts of, like, butter and then garlic and onions and seasoning. He did, like, he always does a Cajun turkey, and it was so good. So
now you've outed it. It's the Huff family.
Not the Huff side, the mom's side.
Mom's side, yeah.
Funny enough, AJ at church makes the best turkey I've ever tasted in my life.
That's not surprising.
Yeah.
He seems like a type of human who cares a lot about the culinary arts.
Yeah. I know you've chosen not to come to every team night, but...
I've actually never been invited to team night.
Every person on the team is invited?
I get told about the emails from Ryan King. I have actually never received an email.
Oh, crap.
About team night. Actually,
that's sad.
No, seriously. Steven, I know you're not watching this because you didn't ever respond to the other one, so we'll talk about this. And yesterday, Steven, our worship pastor at church, he's not. I don't know what he is.
He's our creative lead,
whatever that means. Anyways, he texts me. He goes, "Is it safe to assume that your confirmation on Planning Center was auto confirm?" And I was like, yes it was. And he's like, "All right, could you play?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I can do that. I can play." And
are you playing on Sunday?
I'm playing on Sunday.
I'm running sound.
You're running sound? Great. So you're just gonna get to bury my guitar.
It will be off. It'll be muted.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah. And he's asking me, like, he's like, "I might change the set." And I was like, "Okay." And I'm like, he's like, "What can you lead?" And so I sent him like these song lists that, like, just some songs off the top of my head that I knew. And I go, this would be really helpful if either you or AJ would give me the set list I've asked for, like 6 or 7 times, because I actually don't know any of the songs that are being done here.
Fair.
He goes, laughed at it, and then replied, "That's fair." That was it.
But still no set list.
No.
Right, yeah.
No set list. So, Steven, where's the set list at, bro? Like, I just, until you actually watch this, I'm just going to keep doing this to you. It might be a running joke for the rest of the year. Well, actually, it's guaranteed to be a joke for the rest of this year. But I'm talking about 2025.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Or not, I guess. I don't know. Who knows what the future holds?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot to be said about car world right now. I don't know if you've got news, but I've got news. So,
well, let's go with your news.
My news. Have you seen that the Kia truck is in dealerships?
I've not seen that it's in dealerships, but I've seen like concept pictures.
Yeah, it's in select dealerships, and it actually looks really cool. It's like
All right.
It's like what you wish the Maverick would have been.
Oh, don't you talk bad about the Maverick.
Listen, I know Rabbit loved the Maverick.
I love
God rest
the
his
Maverick.
soul. When Rabbit died, I cried. I did. I love Rabbit's
I hated
stories.
to tell you that Rabbit died.
That was terrible. No, I went and watched all the videos. I actually watched every story he ever did on VinWiki over the last couple months. I've done that. And I feel full of lots of hilarious stories, but none of which can be repeated on this particular podcast.
Yeah. You and Rabbit had a lot in common.
Yeah. No, you know what? It's funny. Speaking of like the Kia truck, I want to sell that truck. Like, I just want to know, like
oh, you want to work at a dealership?
Could I, like, what could I do? Like, how good could I crush sales for that Kia truck? Because if it's anything like the Pontiac Aztec, which it looks like there's features from the Pontiac Aztec in there, freaking thieves.
Okay, I gotta look.
It's so good, man.
I gotta look.
Have you not seen it?
No,
Oh,
I don't
it's
know what you're talking
gorgeous. I say, hold on. Let me take that back. Can I retract that statement? I don't know if I can say...
The Tasman?
Yeah, the Tasman. I don't know if I can say it's gorgeous. What I can say is that it's rugged and lovely.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
It's what... Again, it's kind of what you want the Maverick to be, except the Maverick is just a little parts getter.
So this picture...
it looks a little...
I'll show this picture on the thing, but you know what that looks like? 2006 Ford Explorer Sport Track.
Oh my gosh, that's why I love it.
Yep.
I love the Sport Track.
I do too.
See, look at that. Look at that. It's so cool.
That's cool.
It's got great stuff.
Here's the biggest issue with it is it's a Kia.
Yeah. You know what? I texted it to Jason. Our buddy Jason got a new Kia for his wife. And it's great. You know, it's actually a really good it's actually a really good car. It's comfortable, has lane assist, and
every car does now.
It's very, very comfy. But I was surprised when he bought a Kia. But I texted him. I was like, "You should have got that." He didn't respond back. So
yeah.
Hi, Jason. If you watch this,
he doesn't watch this. Promise.
Yeah. So that's my news. And also,
did you tell him happy birthday,
Jason?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
He didn't respond to you. He was probably mad at you because you didn't tell him happy birthday.
I was at his house on his birthday. All right.
You went over there for Thanksgiving? His birthday was on Thanksgiving.
We celebrated our birthdays together at the same time. Because
you're married.
Yeah. All right. So this is the other car news that's around here today. Right. So I think the Tasman's cool. Mm-hmm. I'm interested to see how it sells. I kind of want to go undercover at a dealership and just sell them and see what
I've always
happens.
kind of thought it'd be fun to go work at a dealership for a couple months.
I worked at Stanley Chevrolet.
I know you did.
Years ago. And I was pretty great, except for the one time I sold a Chevy Cruze without Cruze.
Yeah.
It didn't have Cruze.
That's hilarious.
The Chevy Cruze didn't have Cruze, and it was 2012. I thought like every car's got cruise control, especially if the name's Cruze. No, it was an option. So my dumb butt sold a car on the basis that there was Cruze in a Chevy Cruze. And then we had to send it to National Auto Spa and get cruise control installed, and then it was like a whole thing.
Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah, it was bad. It was the biggest work mistake I've ever made at a company.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad. But I redeemed myself because I sold 9 cars my first month there. So
nice.
There you go. All right, number 2.
Rabbit would have sold 9 his first day.
Rabbit would have sold 9 his first day for sure. So I'm going to describe a car for you.
Okay.
All right. And then I'm going to show you the picture of this car.
Okay.
And I want you to look directly at that camera.
Okay.
When you see this car. I want that facial expression because it's one of those it's a car you love.
Okay.
You're going to love it. I just don't know which way you're going to love it. Love it up or love it down. So, there's a forum I follow and it's builds. And that's what they do. Okay.
Modified cars. Yeah.
So this is tastefully. This is a Lamborghini, a 2008 Lamborghini 200 series twin turbo, Countach. Tosh, whatever. Countach. Coontasket. What?
Okay, say it again. Say it's
2018 Lamborghini Countach.
They didn't do a Countach in 2018.
They
didn't do a Countach in 2018.
I don't know, maybe it's 19. The post is in 19. I'm confused by it. Well, either way. Are you sure they didn't do a Countach in 18?
Countach ran from like 75 to 89.
Oh, wait, no.
There's the Aventador platform Countach that was like 2020, a limited release of like 7 cars or something.
I actually read this wrong. I just realized that for the first time, which affects how this is going to go. But we're going to go anyways.
Okay.
You ready here? Here we go. I'm going to read it verbatim now.
Okay.
Something silly I built. Lambo Countach body on a 2018 200 series twin turbo V8 chassis. Note
200 series what? Like
I don't know.
When somebody
Note the twin 6-inch stacks.
Oh jeez.
Sanded and what? Sanded got stolen. But yeah, I'm in Perth, Western Australia.
When somebody says 200 series, I think Land Cruiser, like the Toyota Land Cruiser.
All right, close your eyes.
Is this a Countach on a Land Cruiser frame?
Close your eyes. We're going to reveal this thing. It's going to be awesome. Feast your eyes. It's amazing. It's the
This is a Countach body, kind of on a. It is on a 200 series Land Cruiser with like 37-inch tires and like 14-inch wheels.
That's so cool.
And yeah, it does have like diesel style stacks coming out of it.
I don't know how to get in it. Does the scissor doors go up and you rope climb in? Do you have a step ladder?
You know, I'm not thinking that those doors are operational.
Do we got a Bo Duke it? Maybe a trampoline?
Send me that picture. I'll put it in the video for you guys to see. It looks like a off-road Batmobile.
It looks like the Tumbler.
That's like built really poorly.
It looks like the Tumbler. Like the Tumbler is built by Billy Bob Thornton.
I hate modified cars. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you want to paint your rims black.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. All right. Yeah, that's right.
You know what? I also don't love modified cars on a bunch of fronts. But like show cars or like custom builds that are tasteful. Here's the problem I have. I grew up watching Chip Foose. So
I also grew up watching Chip Foose and then Counting Cars and then Rust to Riches and all of those shows that were like, that thing. Mm-hmm. I do have this weird appreciation for like Pimp My Ride and like,
oh my gosh, this is the second time we've referenced Pimp My Ride on this podcast.
Oh, well, as we should. But oh Jesus. But I just like, I don't know. If you ever watch This Car Pod, which is Doug DeMira's podcast, there's this guy, Kennan, that works for him that's on there. And Kennan likes E39 M5s, BMW M5s, and jazz and classical music. And he does not want his cars unmodified. And I've never related, or he does not want his cars modified. I've never related to somebody more than Kennan. Because I'm like, yeah, I also would take an E39 M5, and I would not modify anything. And I would do all the preventative maintenance, and I would...
See, I don't know. When it comes to not modifying a car, I am a child of Fast and Furious.
Yeah, you are.
And so like all I want to do is modify a car, but at the same time, all I don't want to do is modify the car, because as soon as you've done it, you've done it. So I do like doing things that are tasteful in that you're not sure if it happened.
Yeah.
Right? Like Chip Foose, he did a F-150, a 98 F-150 one time. And he goes, you got this beautiful round curvature like the 50s. He goes, but then you open the doors and the doors are squared off.
Yes.
And he goes,
it's so ugly.
And he goes, and I actually, I never really noticed that a ton, but then when he pointed it out, it was like all I could see.
Yeah.
Because I've owned one of those trucks, actually a couple of those trucks.
Yep.
And it's my favorite body style. And you know what? He was right. And then, so what did he do? Well, he brought that, he brought the curvature back into the door. And then the same thing on the rear window, he inset it into the metal instead of having that weird plastic trim.
Yeah.
And then he leveled the truck, and it was perfect.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was just great. It looked the way it was supposed to look.
Yeah.
I like that. That's what I like.
So yeah, if it, man, trying to think, like, there are some cars that a little modification goes a long way.
Oh yeah. Well, even like stance, right? Like, the stance of a vehicle can change the whole thing.
Well, like DD's doing this build series between Jason at Protective Film Solutions and Mia, who's the owner's daughter.
Brian's wife, Mia?
No.
Oh.
Stop it. And
family.
For family. Mia's building a 991 911. Mm-hmm. And Brian's building an Aston Martin Vantage. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, just based on that, I'm Team Vantage. Mm-hmm. But like, he took a stock Vantage and then just did some suspension and some wheels.
Mm-hmm. That was great.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And then he did this god ugly wrap. But
when it comes to, like, I don't know, the wheels.
Yeah. Are you a 5-spoke guy? I'm a 5-spoke guy. I like 5-spoke wheels.
I like 5-spoke wheels. I like lots of wheels, though. Here's the trouble.
Like an HRE, like...
I'm not a fuel wheel guy.
Neither.
And I'm also not like a rock star wheel guy, except for a couple models. Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably more so 5-spoke.
Yeah,
I like the deep dish and swooshy.
Yeah,
the 5-spoke. I really like when it's matte in the inside and has a gloss in the out, and vice versa. Yeah, I love gold plating.
Here's a funny one for
you. Gold paint too.
Think of the 90s, early 2000s when Mercedes was putting out like Maybach S classes. Mm-hmm. And they had the big deep dish wheel that was like just a solid thing, and then the spokes were like this long on the edge.
Yeah.
The dinner plates.
It reminded me of Cadillac DeVille's.
Yes.
They had that in the early 2000s.
So cool.
Yeah, late 90s.
So cool.
Early 2000s. Yeah, rims, I don't know. Like, so here's something weird. Like, I love old farm trucks. You can just leave an old farm truck the way it is and never touch it, and I'd love it. I'd drive the crap out of it, and it never change anything. It would just have, a Coke Zero can, rolling around the floorboard and rust and all the bit, and never change nothing. One hubcap, because it's steel rims.
Right.
It'd be fine. And then you could take that same truck to me and restore it, slam it, put some big 5-spoke rims on it, and be a hot rod truck, and it'd be awesome. And then there's the version you could do, to me that's okay, would be restoring it to stock, and that's it. Like, you just put it back to stock and you drive it the way it was meant to be driven. Yeah. Like, those are like the 3 versions pretty much on any vehicle I can get down with.
Yeah.
And and then any of the interiors could be resto mod, and I'd be okay with that.
Okay.
But like, it's all tasteful stuff. Like, it's not like we're putting a fishbowl in here. I don't like exotic stitching and like flames and like lots of intricate designs. I don't like weird colors in the interior. I want it to just be black or brown.
Yeah.
Like, I don't...
I'm a sucker
minus
for brown
Mustangs,
leather.
I'll take red leather in a Mustang. But
yeah.
Or the Toyota does a good job with that too. The TRD stuff. They have great red leather interior.
Okay, here's a question. Now, if you've kept up with this lately,
probably not.
The person you hate the most on YouTube.
I don't hate people.
Yes, you do.
Who?
Who do you dislike more than anybody else on YouTube?
Rob Chapman?
What? No.
Oh. Who?
Rhett.
Shoal?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, Shoaly. I like Shoal. I like him and I don't like him.
Yeah. Well, did you see his video?
Yeah, where he took an R9 and gutted it.
And then the response?
Yeah, people are freaking out over it.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Well, that's what I was going to say. What do you think? Because that's the thing, like, right? That's where we stand on cars. What about guitars?
What about guitars, modern guitars? I saw what you did
there. And more
specifically,
transitions. And more specifically, like, an R9's not a crap guitar. Because, like, I'm all about taking a Squire, putting good bridge on it, good pickups, good electronics, good frets. Mm-hmm. You got a good guitar.
Yeah.
In fact, Waylon doesn't watch this, so I can say this. I'm going to do that for Waylon, for his Squire, because he always complains about it.
Wasn't it like a Squire Mini?
It is, but I've got a half cut telly bridge with brass saddles and some tuners, and that at least will keep it in tune and have it play well, sound a little better. He'll like it.
That'd be cool. That's good of you.
He always goes, "Why do you invest in me?" Because I believe in you, even though you're annoying. I believe in you.
Kids, freaking turds.
So yeah.
Okay, good guitar.
Because you have good guitars.
Yeah, I do have good guitars. Okay.
So like somebody,
an R9.
Yeah.
An R9 is in $7,000 to $10,000 range, and I know he said he didn't pay that for it.
Yeah.
And he also didn't say how much he paid for it.
It's also like a late 90s, early 2000s one.
Yeah.
So it would have been like 3 to 4 new.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously he bought it used because
they've also gone up.
He was just a little baby when that guitar came out.
But R9s have also gone up in value.
Yeah, but it's not, like you said, it's not a Murphy Lab. It's not a custom shop. I mean, it is a custom shop, but it's not a Murphy Lab. It's not a Tom Murphy built.
I think, okay, so here's the thing. I think, I'm going to talk about me personally and then my perception of what's happened with it.
Yeah.
So me personally, based on all the information that we have.
Yeah.
And also based on what Heritage Guitar Company does with their unpotted pickups.
Yes.
I'm in favor of this specific modification because Zach over High Voltage knows his stuff.
Yes, he does.
That's apparent. I went and looked at his site and all the stuff. It's great. It seems great. So, like, you have a reputable company in Nashville who's taking care and concern of the instrument itself.
Yep.
Like Rhett said in the video, he's not selling the stuff that came with it.
Right. It's all reversible. And no one remembers the guy that soldered the pots in the 90s. I'm sorry. No one cares. Yeah. 100%.
And they probably weren't that great anyways. Like, and Gibson's pots do have, like, they do have that jump that they were talking about. Like, my 335 had that. When I'd get just past, like, 6, it would, like, instant boost almost.
Right.
Anyways, so from my standpoint, I think it's a great move. I think two things. It's his guitar, and I think it was interesting that he would choose to do that. And I agree with the modifications he made because I love this how smooth the pots are on the standpoint of tone and volume on my PRS guitars.
Yep.
They're great because I never have to guess of what's supposed to happen. If I make an accident happen, it's like if I accidentally hit it, it's not anything drastic. It's very gradual. So I understand that. And, you know, when you listen to Heritage Guitar Company's pickups, they're better. They're just better. You know, I know those aren't the pickups, but they're unpotted, and that's the closest representation of an unpotted pickup I can think of because they've done extensive videos on that. So I think
what do you put in there? Like throwbacks or something?
There's some the manufacturers, I think out of Germany or something. The company they had lineage to the original stuff.
Here's the thing. Everybody makes a good PAF right now. Some more accurate than others, but like they're all good. Like, I've played 10 or 15 custom pickups in the last year that were from builders I'd never heard of before, and they were all fantastic. Mm-hmm. I have also gotten into pickup winding myself.
Mm-hmm. And pickups sound great.
And I've been winding my own pickups. And they are fine. But, like, I don't understand the hate for a very easily reversible thing. So, like, for me, like, putting new pickups in your guitar is like putting new wheels on your car, right? Like, it could be a different look, but it's like totally a reversible thing.
Yeah, we're acting like he made it a gold top.
Or like refinished it, or like routed something, or
or he put a Bigsby on it.
Like that telly. Yeah, there's a telly right behind the camera. Its nickname is Scrap. It is literally.
I think it's the coolest guitar you've ever made for yourself.
It's kind of fun.
I really like it.
It's the body had 6 holes drilled in it incorrectly. It's got this god awful route under the pick guard, and the neck had a huge crack through it. And as I was building guitars for other people, I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna put a little bit of time and care into that as I'm doing all the other stuff, and I'm gonna put that together and make it a guitar. And it turned out great, and I love it. Now, there is a huge route under that pick guard. Mm-hmm. That camera died. Goodbye, camera.
Goodbye, camera.
There is a huge route under that pick guard. It looks bad.
Mm-hmm. But you can't
see I didn't take the time to fill it because I didn't care, because it's scrap.
Yeah.
It was the scrap guitar.
And it's covered.
And I went ahead and put a strap pickup there since that route's there.
Yeah.
So, like, who cares?
Nobody cares.
And, like, you want to know the funniest thing? So, I had my very first guitar I ever built when I was 14 is sitting next to Zach right now. I built that guitar, had no idea what I was doing. I was working for a famous luthier that he offered to help me build a guitar as long as I built it at home and I didn't bother him during work hours, which is funny enough. We should have him on this podcast. He has cool cars and cool guitars.
Just got to bring some Modelo.
Now we're talking. So he hands me this body that I had been working on as like a test body to learn the things that I was trying to learn at 14, which I think was just like how to sand correctly and how to like buff finishes and stuff. And so Alyssa sees this guitar without a pick guard for the first time ever and without a bridge. And it was just the body.
Just bare.
And she goes, "Ugh, what happened to that?" And I was like, "Well, what you don't know is that it's always looked like that." And she was like, "What did you do?" And I said, "Well, in order to chamber it, because it's kind of a heavy body, I took this big bit on a drill press and I just pressed it a whole bunch of times under the pick guard." And then, that's awesome. But I left little holes up or little like things for the pick guard to touch. And then when I wanted the pickup that's in there right now is a humbucker size P90 in the neck. And in order to get that to fit, I didn't have a top router. And so I took a Dremel and I started dribbling out this. So, it looks god awful under the pick guard. I did it when I was 14. Who cares?
Yeah, so.
And I've been playing it ever since.
If Rhett did those things.
That would be bad.
That would be bad, right?
Sorry, that was a big weave to get back to that.
No, I just figured I'd help you transition. Yeah, those things are irreversible.
Yeah.
And very painful to watch. And I do believe that there are some. So I think there's two sides. Like there's the what actually happened. Was it tasteful? Was it an improvement to him? And I guess our opinions, watching, it really doesn't matter if it was good for the guitar. It's his guitar, right? But then there's I think the emotional side of it is like, I think people like really revere Tim Pierce and his ears, and what they're not really realizing is like, dude, Rhett and Tim are friends. Yeah, like it's no different than me and Jacob going to Chicago Music Exchange and having a good time and picking out some guitars, and then Jacob turn around and going, dude, you know what, I don't think I want this anymore, I think I'm gonna go sell this guitar. Yep, it's really no different than that. Like and I think there's a big portion of the guitar community, and I know this exists because the way the market is now, there's a large portion of the guitar community that they buy the most economical guitar that has the largest bang for the buck, that has the best of what's in it. That's why the SE line of PRS is the way it is now, which it's so good. And I'm so glad it exists. But the truth is that Rhett's a pro. He doesn't want to play an SE. He wants to play a good guitar, like a real good guitar, like a guitar that's been, handcrafted and really cared for. And that's not to take away from an SE. Just like if he wants to modify his R9, it doesn't take away how good the R9 was the day it happened. It means that he's a professional guitar player, regardless if you like his skill set or not. And we are professional guitar players, whether you like our skill set or not. And we need to like the tools that we have. And if we don't, we're not going to play them. Yep. That's just the truth. Yep. Well, like I had a white Falcon. It's gone. I bought a Harley with it. And then I sold a Harley. You know what? The white Falcon sounded amazing. But you know what it didn't do for my playing style? Stay in tune. Yeah. And the worst thing I feel like I could have done for that guitar is to change the stuff that's on the guitar. It's too pretty. Yeah. And every time I borrowed the white Falcon, it was perfect for me. It stayed in tune. It was great. But we play very differently. I have a much softer touch than you do. Yeah. I'm a very rhythmic player. Yeah. I do a hook with my strum that brings out the low end in every string. And it's not for every guitar. Yeah. And that's in fact, for those of you watching, go follow that Homeschool and 501 channel. That's Tom Bukovac, Uncle Larry. Go listen to. He posted a video a couple weeks ago that was a picture of a guy playing a J45 in the studio, and I think the title was like Studio Time Bonus Nature's Phaser and Nature's Flanger or something like that. And it's this dude playing this J45. And they talk all about exactly what you do, getting the low end out of the note, and then getting the high end out of the note, and then blending it or completely abandoning one or the other. And he played the hymn "It Is Well," and then he did this beautiful arrangement of it. And then Larry goes, "Okay, now do it like almost harpsichordy. Like just no low end whatsoever." And he goes, "Well, why would I?" And then he did it, and he goes, "Okay, now do all the bass, no treble at all." And it was just so beautiful how he played, and he really, it wasn't like he was like playing over the 12th fret or whatever. It's right really there. In his strum. It's in the strum. It is, and it was incredible. And I think like that's the same for me. Like I build guitars. I used to build guitars for a living, and now I build a couple a year or whatever. But they all go for sale, and I get rid of them all. And like this scrap guitar, I've now gigged it once and played it at church once, and it'll get gigged again this weekend. It's great. It's a great guitar. It stayed in tune. It did all the things I needed it to do. And the pickups are vastly different than the P90s that are in my other Telly. And so it's a great combo to take with me. I think all the hate that Rhett's got from all this is ludicrous on a bunch of fronts. Yeah, for sure. And I think particularly if we want to be mad about something, let's be mad about the fact that it's taken him 2.5, 3 years to build out this studio downstairs when we don't really know why he's doing it in the first place. Because Rick Beato is just down the street. Right. Like no one's going to Rhett Scholl for studio work for a whole band when, if they're going to hire him, he could likely have Rick Beato in the mix too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and maybe they are.
Maybe they are.
Maybe,
I don't know. Maybe they're.
We don't live there.
We don't live there. We're not in the scene. But like if we're going to be upset about something, you know, like we're the ones watching the video.
Yeah.
Like actually be upset about something that like at least have some type of validity. Like you're a guitar player. Or, like, are you transitioning into being a mix engineer? What are you doing? What's that process look like?
Yeah.
Have you done training?
Yeah.
Like, can you talk about the difference between, 400 and 600 hertz? Not with your eyes, but with your ears and the way it feels. And how does that translate to different guitars, in different basses, in different pianos and organs? Like, let's talk about that. Because, like, everybody can mix something. Not everybody's great at mixing something. And there's people who have magic at mixing. Does Rhett have magic in mixing? Like, those are questions I would like to actually know.
Yeah.
So, like, let's be mad that we don't know those things, not mad about a freaking pot.
Yeah, who cares about
waxed pickups or not?
And also, at the end of the day, he bought that guitar. He bought those parts. Guitar. He could do whatever he wants.
Hey, he can do whatever he wants. And he can suck it slide, just like Josh Scott says. Hi, Josh.
His slide tone sucks.
Be my friend, Josh.
I know. We would both love to be friends with Josh.
Yeah. I think he's way too cool and he's too tall.
Way too cool. Very tall. Way too tall.
Way too tall.
In fact, too cool. I've met Greg Koch on a bunch of occasions back when I worked at Sweetwater.
He's a large man.
And he is also very tall. And maybe even Sasquatch-esque.
He had to get the Gristle King made for him.
Yeah, he is the Gristle King.
Which is also weird. I don't like the Reverend's necks. They're gross.
Yeah, I'm not a Reverend guy.
I think they're weird. I don't think they know their place in the world.
Yeah, I think it says something when your best-selling model is just a Strat or a Tele knockoff.
Yeah.
Which I guess I just said that out loud. And PRS, their best-selling model was a Silver Sky last year, so.
Yeah, probably this year too.
Say whatever.
Did you hold on? This is totally sidebar news because it has. We've never talked about this yet. But did you see that Sight and Sound Music in Muncie got a Dragon?
Oh, really?
And it was gone in the same day it got there. It's $18,000. One of 50 made is the 40th anniversary edition Dragon from PRS. It's beautiful.
Wow.
18 grand. It's gone. They're the nation's largest single purchaser of PRS though. They're ridiculous.
I have some thoughts on that I'll keep to myself. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's I do notice every time I go in there, there's a lot of PRS on the wall.
They're standing. There's like at least at the time of like 2020. Was it 2 or 3?
When we bought the J45 and stuff.
Before that.
Yeah, 21.
Yeah, must have been 21 or 22. Yeah. They their order, their standing order was send anything anybody else doesn't want. No ask. Yeah. And we had the same rep. He told me their volume's nuts.
Wow. Good for them.
Which I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense.
Where are they selling it at?
Apparently Muncie, because their website's really tough.
Reverb?
Well, they own World Music Manufacturing, which I don't really know where their biggest income is from there.
Interesting. Yeah. The whole business side of guitar shops is very interesting to me.
I would love to own a guitar shop.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. If this place doesn't work out or works out exactly how we plan, I'm opening a guitar shop.
I think a guitar shop would be really cool.
I think our new building
would be a great space
would allow us to have guitar shop-esque things.
I want to do used.
Yeah, for sure.
Guitar.
Yeah,
I would never do dealer anything other than just
pedals and strings and
accessories.
And for pedals, I would want to do like smaller brands.
Yeah,
like I don't necessarily care to carry Strymon or Boss.
No,
but like it'd be cool to do like Matthews Effects and like
JHS.
JHS is huge.
Yeah, but their order amounts only 10. You just got to buy 10 to become a dealer.
All right, JHS and
that's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, like from the business side, this is really funny, weird conversation, but from the business side of working, like trying to do that, like I've gone about it a couple different ways, a couple times, just never was able to pull it off. The companies that don't have middlemen, that don't use like a big catalog, are actually very small. Most companies do that. That's actually why I don't play D'Addario strings. I connected with them one time, and they were super rude. Did not enjoy who they were as people.
Right.
And the only way you could even get a D'Addario string was through a catalog, and that made the string nearly the same price I could get it from Sweetwater.
Right.
And
that's what Rick does.
And I just don't understand it. And so, like, I only want to work with companies that want to work with us.
Yep.
And so, you know, that's why, that's how I've worked with Ernie Ball forever.
Yep.
Because they're just good.
Yep.
PRS was the same way when we were a PRS dealer, which I'm not opposed to doing that again at some point. But I'd want it to look different.
Yeah.
I just want to pay for everything up front, and then that's it. It's like a gift when it comes in.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
so I don't know. Maybe we'll open a guitar shop.
That'd be kind of cool. There is nothing around here other than Greenfield Music Center, and they're a good shop. But
well, if you think of it as a triangle, Guitar Center, Sight and Sound, and Greenfield. Oh my gosh, that's my stomach, guys. Do you hear that? That is crazy.
It's wild.
I'm sorry, it's been happening this whole time. I'm hungry.
Just a grown boy.
But if there's no shops between there. If we opened a guitar shop, what kind of things would you want to see in our shop?
What kind of things? Would it just be a guitar shop though? Like
it'd be an all-around music store.
I think. I'd
like to start guitar, maybe just guitar and drums.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's things we are highly educated on.
Yeah,
and we could do good on.
I had a friend that owned a piano shop in Florida. His name was Brandon.
It's hard.
Yeah, he did organs too. He upsold the old people with the organs.
Oh yeah.
What type of things would I want to see? That's I'd want to see a place where you could come and you can try things, try them out, and you could get the Tyler Larson effect where he was walking to school in Berkeley every day and he'd go to pick that green 245 up, and I'm gonna get that one day. I'd love to offer layaway, because no one offers that anymore.
It's true.
And or Affirm, ways to pay, Klarna, something along those lines, where families could walk in and they, hey, I'm looking at lessons, and we can go, all right, you know what, we can offer this to you. It'll be this amount of dollars a month for lessons and your instrument. That'd be sick.
That'd be cool.
I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah. And some thoughts.
Yeah. I actually have been thinking about that because
there's nobody around here that builds pedal rigs.
There's no one that does pedal rigs, but also it's the volume of people is not there either. I've also thought about cable making.
Yep,
that'd be a really good thing to be into. But I know how to paint things. I don't know how to solder. I do know how to solder. I'm just not very good at it. I overheat things.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm really good at soldering.
I know you are. I've seen your solder work. It's fabulous.
You should see the wiring harness that's in both of these tellies right now. I just did one last night. It's immaculate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
All right.
Well, I was going to talk about Jaguar, but nobody cares. So.
Jaguar.
Anyway, we're going to get out of here.
We'll talk about that next week.
Or we won't, because nobody cares.
Yeah, but they fired their entire marketing team.
Yeah, and did you see the new cars?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, have a good week, y'all. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Thanks. Buy a t-shirt online.
Buy a t-shirt, get a hoodie.
Yep.
Buy some lessons for your estranged grandkids. And
your estranged grandkids. Bye!
Bye.